Good evening, good night, ladies and gentlemen. How are you? My name is Manameme. We are here for the preseason of Owlet Season 3 tournament. I am joined by the ever so knowledgeable Foxtrot.
What's up, man? How's everyone doing tonight? Hope everyone's doing good. Looks like our first map for the night is going to be Busan. And on the left side, we have, for the one team, we have the Dumpster Divers, and the other team is,
Peppermint Twists.
it's Peppermint Twist. I need to remember the names.
Indeed, we're seeing some of these players on the draft on the side of the Dumpster Divers. We got Nevitz, Shellshock, Azalea also. I'm not sure all of them, but we got a good amount of new people here in the Owlet tournament, and it's looking to be exciting. So, Fortrox, what are you thinking about Busan, especially right here on City Center?
City Center, I think, is a really good map for a high ground advantage. If you got a Widow, you can create a lot of space for your Widow to just dominate the whole team. But also, it's easily counterable if you have a dive. Anybody can get up on that Widow and contest her off the high ground. Your team can just easily deny her any sort of advantage on the enemy team, and you can just win easily.
Exactly, and it looks like we're going to see almost mirroring dives. One of them coming out with the Tracer Pharah, another one coming out with Doomfist and Sombra. So what do you think about Hackfist, actually?
I think Hackfist is very strong because you can have your Doom go into the back line and get off picks on the for free onto the supports. You can also have your Sombra disrupting the enemy team dive with hacking off on their Diva so they can't DM, or their Winston so he can't jump. He's a sitting duck.
Right, we're seeing the Dumpster Divers now come around the right side, getting into the action right now with Hooper taking down Ayala. Looks like the Mercy's going down, and so far just a sea of red flooding the kill feed with Hooper picking up two. The main tank gets a good dive in there, and what went wrong for Peppermint Twist, actually? They looked like they had a pretty solid approach with the Sombra.
Pepper Twist, I don't think they had the target call there. The Dumpster Divers, their side was a lot more coordinated with their dive. They had the target focus. They got onto the same target. And they especially took down the Pepper Twist's main tank very early. They were able to take him down very, very easily.
Yeah, we're seeing now a soldier on the side of Peppermint Twist hoping to deal with that Pharah. What's so great about Pharmacy and why they actually need that soldier?
Pharmacy is amazing because Pharah just has so much damage whenever she has the Pocket of a Mercy to melt any sort of dive that is happening onto your team. But you need that soldier in order to deny her the space, so she can't just roam above your team for free.
Yeah, we're seeing Peppermint Twist come around on the left side of the point underneath the international feeder. Just a little bit of poke coming out right now, diving, coming towards the point. Both cooldowns used, but the Pharah raining death from above. Not exactly with the ultimate, but just in general. The hack comes in, though. Unsure if it's going to do anything. Azalea stays up, but as soon as I say that, dead inside on the side of Dumpster Divers goes down. Hooper does take down the mech. Seems like the Nano Boost is going to come out onto the side of Yo-Yo Dog. We're seeing the Nerf this come in, but it gets bubbled, so not much value coming out. Remech comes in. Hooper pops his Primal Rage, and the Valka's popped as well. The Barrage comes down, so actual justice being rained. But the hack comes in onto Shellshock, but Yo-Yo Dog with two, finding the mech and Diva. Drake and Bake takes down Azalea. The Mercy gets taken down, but dead inside evens it up. Drake and Bake, though, pops the sights. Rez comes in, 3 kills for Drake and Bake. Team, the flip came in. They got into to almost win territory with one fight on the side of the Dumpster Divers. How are they going to turn this around?
Dumpster Divers, they have their Lucio ult coming up, and they actually already have it, and they can either go in with the Lucio beat to try and disrupt the Sombra, but you have to wait and make sure that Sombra EMPs first before you beat, otherwise your beat is going to be completely useless.
Yeah. Oh, Drake and Bake gets taken down by Hooper. A good coordinated dive comes in there from the side of the tanks. And Dumpster Divers coming in right now. The hack, though, does come in onto Anomaly, so that Pharah is out of the sky, and Drake and Bake is res. But just as soon as I say that, Yo-Yo Dog is taken down. Shellshock, though, gets really low. Looks like he's going to stay up just in time. Dead inside, takes down the Sombra. No more hacks. Pharah just above the point, raining down death. Sin City does take down Dead inside, but it looks like the red advantage is coming through, and coming through strong as SNG gets taken down by Hooper. This Winston proving some high value here, and it seems that the res comes in onto Dead inside. Sin City gets taken out of the mech, and the Pharah is just again doing too much damage with Hooper following up. They're in one fight territory. It seems that Pep Twist has to win the next fight.
Yeah, it's for sure. The Pep Twist definitely needs to win this next fight, otherwise It looks like it's going to be the first point over to the side of Dumpster Divers. Dumpster Divers does have Pharah coming up with their ult, and they need to try and deny that. Otherwise, the whole team is just going to get wiped.
Yeah, we're now seeing the point is contested. Overtime is triggered. The EMP and bomb comes in. The bomb does find Dead Inside, but Dead Inside gets a kill of his own on Ayala with the pulse bomb. The beat comes down on the side of the Dumpster Divers, and Hooper with his primal rage kills Misfit. Sombra is taken out of the equation. The tanks are here, and Anomaly uses his barrage, finds Drake and Bake. The hit scan is out of the air. The Coalescence is popped on the side of Asenji, but it's not enough at the moment because it's just Hooper and Asenji on the point with that Mora and Winston. Right now, simply just sitting in the center of it. Ayala, though, does get Drake and Bake up with the res. The stun comes in. It looks like Hooper is going to stay up, though. Dead Inside takes down Asenji. Dead Inside gets 2 of his own, but Misfit retaliates with a kill onto Dead Inside. Right now, we're just seeing a brawl, and Dead Inside, while being down, does still have some value with that pulse bomb, but Shell Shock takes down Misfit, and that's the last of the push on the side of the Pep Twist.
Yes, Yojo Dog and Azalea had to get off the point because they were just dropping way too low. And it ended up costing them the point, and their team wasn't able to get back in time to stall out and possibly even win it over and take the point back.
Yeah, these DPS were looking pretty impressive from Anomaly and Dead Inside, but the same can be said, from Drake and Bake. So, having that McCree, how was the Pharmacy able to outplay it?
With McCree, he has a lot of high damage. He can stun the Pharah if she drops too low and tries to get into his face too much. And with the Mercy, the McCree definitely wants to go for first. Otherwise, the Pharah is just gonna have too much pocket from the Mercy to even die.
Right, now we're seeing more of a bunker come in from the side of the Dumpster Divers, but we've got a Ryan Diva, actually. Can you explain, why Ryan Diva?
Ryan Diva, I actually don't know. I've never seen this comp run before, but Ryan, I guess you can try and eat the shield and mitigate the damage to Ryan's shield.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, Asenji, though, does find one onto Dead Inside. Gets that melee from the Lucio Revenge. The pin comes in, finds Anomaly, but he's in really deep, and as such gets taken down by Shell Shock. So far, just a 2-man advantage, but they're down their main tank. And what a bold res. Ayala comes in, gets Yoho Dog, but Hooper and Azalea take down 2. It seems that the blue team... Oh! Pep Twist comes back with 2 of their own. Right now, it's looking seemingly even with the Ryan versus this Orisa at the moment. The hack comes in on the Dead Inside. He gets taken down by Yoho Dog, but Yoho gets taken down by Hooper, and Drake and Bake takes down Hooper as well. So far, it's 2 versus the 1 with Anomaly on that May. Gets hacked. Looks like they're going to have to back up, and the first point is captured by the Pep Twists.
And a good capture it was. It looked pretty grim whenever they lost their main tank, but Ayala was able to come in and res the Rhine in their backline as Dumpster Divers was more focused on the rest of Pepper Twist, and then actually ended up being a huge favorite for them.
Yeah, so looking at that, actually, you were saying you don't know much about the Ryan Diva, and neither do I, if we're talking, but how did they manage to do that, like, even without Zarya?
They were able to do that because the whole side of Dumpster Divers was completely unaware of where the Mercy was. She went straight into the backline and got the res off on the Rhine for free.
The EMP Shatter, though, does come in, finds 3 on the ground, but the beat is popped just a little bit too late on the side of the Dumpster Divers, and the pin misses, though, trying to take down some more targets, but the Pep Twists, are just taking down 3 people, and they're going to have to back off again as the Dumpster Divers are sent back to the trash.
Yes. Dumpster Divers needs to figure out something to break this comp that the Pep Twist is running, because so far Pepper Twist seems very coordinated and effective on this comp, while Dumpster Divers kind of seems like they're a little lost.
Yeah, the Rhine Diva is like unexpectedly solid, but we should talk about this Ashe, who's absolutely going crazy. The bomb does come in, finds the shield, but is walled. Gets Hooper and his bongo, so the main tank is dead on the side of the Dumpster Divers, and with that, I don't think they're going to be able to push, as they should be backing off. But 2 coalescences are popped from both sides. Right now, we're just looking at a bit of a brawl, but doesn't seem like much anymore, because Ayala takes down 2 on the side of Pep Twists. Shellshock and Illy are taken down and once again sent back to spawn. They have to win this fight now for the side of the Dumpster Divers, because if they don't, well, they lose.
Yes, the Dead Inside's going to throw the Dragon Strike out. He could have waited for his Orisa to try and pull him in.
It looks like she did, though. Hooper now on the point with the Dragon Strike, getting one. Hooper finding one of her own, Dead Inside, though, takes down Misfit. And now we're seeing the Lucio just try to stall just a little bit more on the side of the Peppermint Twist. You know, we got some ults coming online, but so far it's just going to be the flip. Now they got to go 99, or they got to go all the way to 100 from 0 with minimal ults. How are they going to pull it off?
They can play very carefully with the Mei. They have the Blizzard up. All they need to do is just get the D.Va out of her mech, and they can get the Blizzard off. As long as they get at least 2 or 3 picks with it, or even 1 on the supports or the main tank, then it should definitely be a fight win for Dumpster Divers.
We're seeing the Peppermint Twist try to come on the left side of the point, just trying to play around the line a little bit. We are seeing the bunker, though, play slightly safe around the point. Now they have a Sigma, as opposed to the Hog that they once had. Coming up on these ults, looking to Blizzard here, like you said. But they got to get that D.Va out of mech. But, congratulations, there is no D.Va. They are now swapping to the Zarya for a more conventional comp. But the Shatter comes in, gets 2 on the ground, but no value comes of it. And the beat is popped on both sides. Both support ults coming out on the side of the Peppermint Twists, who commit Coalescence. But Blizzard comes in from Anomaly, and the Dragon comes in as well, which finds Misfit and Yoho. Drake and Bake with a Bob finds one of his own, but Bob is just going to get LOS'd and killed eventually by Anomaly. Just as Zarya on the point, no bubbles left. Ayala trying to, Xalia just trying to sit there and do a little bit more. But now Ayala's going to get taken down by Hooper, and Drake and Bake takes down Dead Inside. So it's pretty much an over push on the side of the Peppermint Twists. Oh, we do have a bit of a lead. Should be going to a pause pretty soon. We're just seeing now a little bit of a stall, but the pause should be coming through.
There we go.
Yeah, there we go. Unfortunate, probably some disconnection issues as we are playing online. But we are seeing now on the point, actually, Hooper pops the bongo, and now that the Peppermint Twists are down 1, essentially, it could potentially be a free fight win for the Dumpster Divers.
I definitely think it could be. Drake and Bake was actually able to flank around and kill Dead Inside as he was pushing up to Pepper Twist's spawn, and he got the Dynamite off onto the Orisa and Sigma and was able to farm up half of his ult.
Ayala is back, so we should be looking to get this going just in a second. Now Drake and Bake is on the flank, and he gets 50 to ult. But let's talk a little bit about Sin City. He just switched onto the Zarya, but not much in terms of Graviton here, because he has been on the Zarya for more than maybe, I'd say, 20%. So how do you really just get this grab and get this win on the side of Peppermint Twist? Because right now it's looking a little bit grim.
For sure. Sin City on the Zarya, he needs to build up that grab as fast as possible, because his Mei does have ult. If he can get the grab, they can combo and easily take this point back.
Yeah, I agree. Blizzard grab looking like a solid combo here, but the bongo from Hooper gets taken down, and Anomaly finds a pick onto Drake and Bake. So down 2, Dumpster Divers are holding steadfast, and Peppermint Twist has to regroup as fast as possible and get back in. We're coming up on 95%, and Peppermint Twist going around the left side. They got a touch. It looks like the Lucio's going to be the one to do it. The Blizzard comes out, though. Might find the Sigma. Sigma is frozen. He's getting swung on now. Sigma gets taken down. Drake and Bake finds down Dead Inside. So that's Shell Shock, Hooper, and Dead Inside taken down. Anomaly finds one of her own on Ayala as a little bit of a revenge kill. But with 99-99, the Peppermint Twists come back after that lever incident, and they're back here looking like they're going to have the flip with SNG picking up 2 on this Lucio.
It was amazing. Pepper Twist was able to bring that back even despite the disconnection. They were able to coordinate it, get back together, push on the point very methodically and pick off the right targets. Dead Inside was actually, or not Dead Inside, the Draco was actually able to go around and pick off Dead Inside on the Hanzo. So that was a huge shield break for the side of Dumpster Divers, gone immediately, which means Ryan was able to walk through with the shield and keep his team safe.
Yeah, like you said, though, about that grab Blizzard. Looks like, we didn't need the grab. It was just the Blizzard that came in and gave the Dumpster Divers a 3-man advantage, taking down, the Sigma and the Orisa.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're seeing that on mech base for Busan. You've got Dead Inside and Anomaly running that Doomfist Mei again with the double barriers coming out. We've got more of an interesting composition, actually. Take that back, scratch that. They had a Zarya, now they have a D.Va. We got the D.Va Winston coming out, just trying to do some damage here with a more divey kind of composition. We got the Soldier coming out, though, on the side of the Peppermint Twists. Doomfist now taking a little bit of a poke battle here. We're gonna see if we can if they're gonna get a dive in, and they do. Yo-Yo Dog tries to go in on that Sigma. The Rock, though, does come in, and he's discorded, so he's really low. But he comes back up, and he takes down Illy. But Drakenbake is also taken down, and Misfit finds his counterpart with the Rocket Punch. And Dead Inside, he gets taken down. But while we're saying this, Peppermint Twist avoided the point, basically, and just let the Orisa and the Sigma basically just cap it for free. We're now seeing the dive. Just try to take down this bunker on this point. Misfit, though, finds 2, and Shell Shock takes down Sin City. So it's looking a little bit grim here for the Dumpster Divers as Misfit picks up 3. Coalescence is popped, and so is the Meteor Strike from the Peppermint Twist. Misfit takes down another, and Yoho Dog takes down Dead Inside. It seems pretty much over. We're just a little bit of a, stalling kills here, trying to come in on the side of the Dumpster Divers. We have more coming in with the Orisa and the May, but this one's pretty much over. Take it away.
Yeah, Dumpster Divers just trying to stall out for as much percentage as they can, try and build some ults. And eventually Peppermint Twist will flip it over, and they do have Winston's ult. Yojo does have his Primal, and Ayala has her Coalescence. So maybe they can still hold this and push back the Dumpster Divers on this next push.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to try and use some of these ults as slightly more defensive. But now we're gonna see the red side coming in the Dumpster Divers. Gonna have to get that Blizzard online, trying to find something. But Dead Inside does find something in his counterpart. Bit of a revenge there on Misfit. We see the Primal, though, does come in, but it's going to get taken down. Dead Inside finds 2 for himself in this fight, but Asenji takes down the main heals in Azalea. That Moira going down. He's discorded, and he's on the point. Asenji now just trying to get a little bit of a presence on point, but the blue team in the Peppermint Twists are just going to pretty much take this one as they basically say to the Dumpster Divers, no.
Yes, however, Dumpster Divers was 6 ults, now 5. Shellshock does use his, and he gets taken out immediately by Misfit.
Yeah, Shellshock used the Gravitic Flux actually a little bit, more aggressively than one would hope. He does find one, but he gets taken down. The Dumpster Divers now coming in with a few kills, so potentially that Gravitic Flux could have been worth, as they now have a bit of more advantage in this push. They take down Yojo. It's just the healers on the point with the Baby Diva, and she gets taken down by Dead Inside in brutal fashion. Just Azalea there, trying to get out. Although we are seeing Misfit, and the Visor pops. It takes down Illy. Shellshock takes down him, though. A bit of revenge. Hooper, the tanks, finding 2 kills on this point. The freeze comes in onto Asenji, and the point is flipped for the side of the Dumpster Divers. We're going to see a little bit of a stall, but not really worth. What went right, actually, there? Because, we saw that a little bit of a stagger coming in from Shellshock, but apparently it was worth it.
Apparently. With Dead Inside having to use the Doomfist ult in order to get himself back up onto point, because he actually punched himself off the edge, but he was able to recover it with his ult.
Yeah, it's kind of clutch using that ultimate just to get back. The hook does come in onto the Diva ult, and the Mei wall is popped. Transcendence as well is used. Double support ults coming in, as well as the Bongo popped and the Blizzard pop. We're in an ult fiesta at the moment. Yojo Dog pops the Primal, but he gets frozen. He's also discorded and burned down. That's a lot of ults used in one fight. Bright colors flashing across the screen. It's just Drakenbake on the point. That one's over, but at what cost?
Well, Dumpster Divers did just invest basically every ult they had. And on the side of the Peppermint Twist, they do have the Doomfist ult that could possibly come in for the stall. But it looks like they're going to be able to dive back in.
Yeah, Yojo Dog comes in, gives up his life for it, though, as Sin City takes down the main heals. Main tank versus main heals. I think I'd rather have the main tank, but Sin City gets frozen and taken down by Anomaly. Another Transcendence from Illy. Bit of a pause coming in. Unsure of what went wrong. We're not seeing any leavers quite yet. Just as I say that, Ayala goes down again. For what looked to be a promising push here for the Peppermint Twist. I guess this one's kind of in the books, I would say, unless some kind of hero play happens. Who are you looking to see make that on the side of the Peppermint Twist?
On the side of the Peppermint Twist, Misfit is still up. He can definitely pull this out because Doomfist, with his ability to gain shields from using abilities, he can actually stall for a decent amount of time for his team to either get the picks they need whenever Transcendence goes down, or enough time for his team to get back onto the proper stall heroes and possibly even win and take over this fight.
Yeah, it's unfortunate though. It looks like he's not going to be able to because he's standing right in front of a May,
Yeah, it's a
and
May right
the whole hog is looking to just smack him in the face. Excuse me, not whole hog. Well, coming up on it anyway. We still got the Transcendence on the side of the dumpster divers. Not sure how long it's gonna last, but Ayala is back, so we're looking to unpause just any time now, and we're gonna see how this one plays out because it's looking a little bit grim for the Peppermint twists.
Yeah, it's for sure. With Ayala having spotty internet, it's definitely going to cost their team because now they have to try and win a 5v6 until they can get back onto point onto Moira on either Moira or Lucio as a stall. Hopefully the Moira though, because Moira has a lot more survivability on point.
Not even a 5v6 anymore as Misfit gets taken down, but Asenji finds a kill of his own on the dead end side. Both Doomfists out of the picture now. And we're seeing the Hanzo here just trying to make some plays in Drake and Bake, but he gets taken down. Ayala comes back in time and takes down the Zenyatta. Still fading around on this point, stalling just a little bit longer, and just in time for the tanks to get back in Sin City and Hooper, but one gets frozen, about to get demeched. Yoho Dog, sitting there on the Winston, just trying to do some more damage. He's still up, jumps up. Coalescence is popped, takes down Sin City's mech, and Sin City is taken down by the regular Moira. The Primal Rage is popped. Shell Shock takes down Misfit, and Drink and Bake gets taken down by a brutal punch. The Primal, though, it did come in. It wasn't enough, and he jumped up, and it's kind of a C9, but not really because, well, that was just brutal.
Yeah, that's for sure. He tried popping Primal to try and stall out longer for his team, but his team was already dead. The respawns were taking too long because they were in overtime, and it wasn't enough to be able to stall out for his team. So the first map win does go over to the side of the dumpster divers.
Yeah, I'm actually not too sure how like respawns timers stack when overtime is. So can you kind of explain that a little bit?
I don't know for sure, but I do know that the longer that overtime ticks away, as it does, yes, overtime is faster to tick away if you get off point. It also accounts for the team that is trying to come back. The respawns will take longer and longer as overtime continues.
Well, we saw that with the primal Rage. He jumped up, and that overtime just kind of burned down like a candle wick, extremely fast, almost no time to get back on it. But bit of a bunker heavy kind of composition from the dumpster divers, and we saw them there with the 2-1. The next map coming up is going to be Paris, everybody's favorite game mode, 2CP. Give us a little bit of insight on this map.
Paris has one big choke that everyone has to push through on the first point, and that is where most teams get stopped because it is a very difficult time to try and coordinate a dive to get up onto the high ground to contest what is probably from the defense going to be running a bunker. And I've seen some teams run a Bastion and a Symmetra, and anything that tries to dive onto them just gets instantly melted and deleted.
Yeah, it's a bit of a shame because you saw Peppermint Twist come out with a pretty solid dive. I would say it went pretty well. A bit of spotty internet there. They potentially could have won, but on the attack, if they were to dive, would there be like a certain way that they could potentially dive past Bastion? Maybe like a Sombra, or are they just basically melted because Bastion is not a very fun hero to play against?
He is definitely not, but all hope is not lost. For if you run a dive on attack, you can try and have your tanks build up nano for your Ana, so that as soon as you go to dive in, you can nano Winston. He can focus down the Bastion along with your Diva. Hopefully you have a Genji and a Sombra to hack either the Orisa or the Bastion to get him out of his turret form, and then you can easily just take over the fight and win. But you have to have it coordinated, otherwise it's just going to fall apart immediately, and the Bastion is just going to have too much damage for you guys to stay in long enough to win the fight.
Yeah. So I'm a main tank, and I play a lot of ball. One of these spots, actually, you kind of rotate around, and you basically sit behind them on the Mega, and then you come out and you boop. Unfortunately, you cannot boop Bastion while he's in turret mode, so you're going to have to rely on that Sombra for a hack. So hopefully we don't see a Bastion, but I'm looking forward to seeing a little bit more dive play from both teams, because we saw an excellent one on the side of the dumpster divers, and as well as a fairly decent one on Peppermint Twist. It barely got edged out, but I'd say it's pretty even and should be exciting.
Yes, definitely. This is 100% a close fight between these two teams. Both are going neck and neck with each other and on trying to win these points. It was just dumpster divers had a little more favor from the internet gods on their side for that final point on Busan.
I would definitely say so, yeah. So now we're seeing some switches come in, actually. Nevis and Azalea going to be traded up. Shouldn't be too much more issues in terms of internet. And Omega comes into the game on that DPS role. Snow Show comes in for Dead Inside. Or so not the DPS role. Snow Show comes in for a support role. Anomaly still there. Omega coming in as well. We're now seeing actually the number one pick from this year's draft being played in Nevitz. He's a support player. You know, you told me you didn't exactly watch the draft, but I'm expecting big things from this guy. Just getting into the game any moment now. We're just getting these last little switches coming in. We should actually look to see a little bit, maybe even I'd say Genji or Pharah on maybe attack, because you know those heroes actually do fairly decent, I would say, on this attack. Do you play any Genji at all?
I actually do. I was actually on a team playing for projectile DPS. So yes, Genji can be a very viable hero against a bunker comp on attack. If you run him properly, all you have to do is just go in with your tanks, focus down whatever your main tank is shooting, and it should be an easy fight win for you guys.
Yeah, it should be. You know, Blade, one of the more powerful ultimates in the game. Bit of a high charging one though. Nano combo's best, I would say, but we could also see potentially an Ana and maybe even a Pharah or a Pharmercy, because I understand that on this map with this geometry, Pharah is pretty decent, I would say, at taking down bunker.
For sure, Pharah can go over the top left side of the first point, and because there's a choke, and up to the top left is there actually a place for a Pharah to fly over, and if she's good at managing her boosters, she can actually focus down the Orisa shield long enough for either your Ana to win to the enemy team, or if you don't have an Ana, it's enough for your team to be able to focus down the Bastion, force out an immortality if they have a Baptiste, and it should be in very, very easily for you to take out a Bastion as long as everyone is on the same target.
Actually, speaking of Baptiste, we didn't see one in the last map. We saw more of a Lucio Moira kind of composition from both sides, actually. So what do you think Baptiste's going to offer on this map?
For this map, Baptiste is very, very powerful for the first point, especially because the fact of his ultimate is that window that allows for the damage that goes through it to be doubled. And it's if you have a Bastion sitting there focusing that choke, you can actually very easily melt, even if they have a nano or anything to try and keep them alive. You can melt through it very, very easily with a Bastion and an amplification matrix.
Yeah, a lot of different names actually for it. Like some teams call it box, some people call it square. It's all dependent on how lazy you are. Bit of a pun with window pane, gets amplified.
Yeah,
we're now seeing the side of dumpster divers coming in on attack, hoping to see maybe this dive we were talking about, potentially not. You never know with these kind of teams. What are you expecting to see so far?
I would really, really like to see a dive, because I'd find something very good about and refreshing about seeing a well-coordinated dive, because it just shows that the team has a lot of synergy and they're able to execute what they need to at the right times. But at the same time, if you don't have your dive coordinated, it can fall apart very, very easily.
Yeah, I actually agree. We're seeing, more like, I guess you could say, like Sigma-centered comps. Things like, double barrier, and there are potential counters to it. We could see a Symmetra come out, but we are seeing on the side of the defense, like you were saying, that it's the Bastion.
Yes, Bastion. They are Bastion is really, really good at holding down this first point, because that, like I said, everybody has to funnel through that choke, and that's just a lot of damage getting dished out from the Bastion, especially with a Mercy Pocket from a Yella.
Yeah, back in the day, we kind of referred to Bastion as one of the most disrespectful characters because people would kind of just play it, to get this easy SR. And what do you think has to go through somebody's mind to consider playing the Bastion comp?
Whenever someone plays a Bastion comp, they're usually going for, I want to win. This is going to be an easy cheese for us.
Yeah, and oh hey, what do you know? We saw a bit of Sombra scouting come in on the side of the dumpster divers, and they saw the Bastion. They recognized it, and they have this Mercy Baptiste dive actually with the Sombra Tracer. What do you think they're going to need to do to get rid of this Bastion? Because they are poised to do it.
Oh, No Show gets taken down though. That's not good because the Sombra needs to get the hack off onto the Bastion. But for the side of dumpster divers, the supports of Mercy and Baptiste, I personally would not say is good because Baptiste, whenever they go to dive in, oh, he's going to swap over to Lucio.
Yeah, he is. I'm not sure if Mercy Lucio's good either, though.
It's very hit or miss because the Mercy can damage boost to help the Winston get his ult faster, but at the same time your heals are very slow, and with Lucio and his speed boot or his amp can be bursty.
Yeah, we're seeing the dive now. Hooper and Shellshock coming in, but Sin City takes down Dead Inside, and Drake and Bake on the Bastion takes down that Winston. That was, really quick in terms of as team fights go, because this one is pretty much over with Misfit finding two. The dive didn't exactly work. We didn't see. I'm not sure if the Bastion was even hacked or not, but it certainly didn't get it done.
I don't think the Bastion was hacked. He was able to just sit in turret form and just get free damage off onto the tanks on the side of dumpster divers.
Yeah, he kind of just melted Hooper, but as Senji really proving his scouting trade or his skill as he takes down Snowshow for the second time.
Yeah, Snowshow is on this Sombra. He needs to find a way to get behind them without getting discovered because his team really needs that hack to get off onto the Bastion so that they can coordinate this dive and win the fight.
Yeah, and we saw the try to going in here again with this dive. It's almost a full push, but Dead Inside gets taken down early, and Misfit finds two on those DPS with Tracer and Sombra, and it's just a flood of blue in the kill feed again as they're sent packing back to the spawn room. This Bastion is killing me.
Bastion, as Drake and Bake is showing, Bastion does have a recon form that allows him to move around and reposition. So as the tanks try and dive in and he gets one, he will get up and reposition to another location so that he can either not be focused by the side of dumpster divers or he can just sit there and melt anything that tries to come near him.
Yeah, I personally don't know what Hooper's doing staying on this Winston, but Snowshow swaps off the Sombra. He gets taken down by Drake and Bake, but a res comes through. Just more poke coming in. Bit of a poke battle now between this Pharah and this Bastion, but Misfit with a crazy icicle onto Dead Inside, and these DPS are just getting shut down. I think that they should almost swap to maybe a Wrecking Ball because it'd just be more beneficial. We're now seeing the Lucio and Shellshock, or Nevitz and Shellshock, the Lucio and the Deepa on the point now with this double barrier though, making it back, and the window pane is popped. Hooper comes in with the Primal Rage trying to get some boot kills, but the Sigma ult is popped, gets Shellshock in it, almost about to take down that mech, and Nevitz is low. The Deepa bomb is popped, but Dead Inside gets two with his Pulse Bomb, looking slightly even now. Bit of a chance for the dumpster divers as Snowshow finds Yojo Dog. The Blizzard is popped though from Misfit, and Drake and Bake takes himself down. Not sure what happened there, but Misfit gets two, but the barrage comes in. It looks like it's going to clean that up finally after ult after ult after ult. You have a little bit more of a stall coming in with this Tracer on the side of the Peppermint twists, but they eventually get it done. They broke the Bastion, but it took them every ult that they had.
Yeah, the dive on the side of the dumpster divers was a little sloppy and uncoordinated, but they had their ults. They were able to take it over and win that fight through a very bloody battle.
Yeah, we almost saw the Rhine Diva again, but looks like they're not going to commit to it as they go to the Rhine Zarya. But it looks like there's going to be another swap coming in with Drake and Bake getting onto the Soldier and Yojo Dog going on to that Orisa. But now we're seeing Orisa Zarya. Bit of a strange composition coming in there. But we got some ults coming up now. Now, the dive is in. The pulse bomb comes in, finds Drake and Bake. Misfit and Dead inside having a little bit of a duel here as Hooper takes down Ayala. Yojo Dog getting focused a little bit, but Misfit takes down Nevitz. Sin City also takes down Omega as Snowshow tries to make this a little bit more even with these kills coming in, with Sin City on that Zarya just going crazy, having high charge. Drake and Bake makes it back after being pulse bombed, takes down Snowshow. Not sure if the Dumpster Dive should continue with this composition, but what went wrong for them there? Because they had the early advantage on Drake and Bake with the pulse bomb.
Well, Misfit was able to go into Dumpster Diver's back line and pick off one of the supports. And then Snowshow was actually feeding the Zarya on Sin City. He was actually feeding him charge. That's why he was able to get such high charge and just melt through the side of Dumpster Divers.
Yeah, kind of just shooting those bubbles. But now we're seeing Hooper and Shellshock swap onto that Ryan Zarya, getting really aggressive now onto that bunker. Perhaps a little bit too aggressive as Hooper gets taken down by Sin City, but he's rezzed right up as Dead inside takes down Yojo Dog. Sin City takes down his counterpart in Shellshock. The pin comes in, a little bit of a missed time, but Yojo Dog is rezzed, and the Blizzard comes in from Misfit, trying to make it a little bit even as Yojo Dog takes down Hooper, and as Senji pops the Coalescence, gets 2, Sin City. These beam characters popping off, getting 4 as the Dumpster Divers are once again sent back, and you're wondering, what do they do now? They have the Ryan Zarya, they still are sticking with this Tracer, what can they do?
Well, for one, they can, not let a Mercy get off a free res, because it just shows that how powerful a res can be, because it can bring a target that you just took out that could have been a very huge pick back into the fight, and the Mercy Ayala was actually able to res Yojo Dog in the middle of that fight, providing a barrier for his team.
Yeah, and the Dumpster Divers actually had the main tank advantage, so now we're seeing the Dumpster Divers come in onto that high ground position with a nice rotation. Just a little bit of a poke here as they are walled off, but not really. We're seeing now them jump onto, the bubble comes in. They're trying to find Ayala, and she's taken down. Hooper finds that. Essentially, though, takes down Snowshow. Is Dead inside, takes down the Soldier. He gets 2 with Sin City. The Pulse Bomb make that 3. Dead inside, looking like Sinatra out here as the kills are being cleaned up. The beat popped in, probably a little bit premature, but Ayala tries to come in, get a res, doesn't quite make it. Drake and Bake now, just on this point, trying to stall it a little bit longer, as Shellshock doing a little bit of cleanup work. Yojo Dog now finds the pin. Shellshock just, again, looking like the janitor out here, just cleaning up these kills. The grab onto Misfit. One of them is currently on the point. The High Noon is popped. Senji just now on the point. He takes down Misfit with the High Noon, and Shellshock takes down Ayala. Snowshow right now gets 2. It's just Drake and Bake on the point, and the Wrecking Ball comes in, looks for the pile drive, gets 4, uses his adaptive, but he can't stall much longer, and that's 2 points, for the side of the Dumpster Divers with no time bank.
Having no time bank is not something you want on a 2CP map, because that means you don't get a second chance of attack. So they have to either hold the side of Peppermint Twist on like first or second point. They can't let him cap 2, or make Peppermint Twist cap in overtime, because then both sides will receive 1 minute to try and attack again.
It doesn't have to be overtime though. It does have to be like less than a minute, I think, so that way they also get a minute. I'm not sure.
Not 100% sure either, but I think it's overtime. But you might be correct. It might be you just need less than a minute, and your team will be able to get another minute of attack.
Yeah, so some around those lines. Anyway, we're now seeing Snowshow with a Bastion of his own. I think the teams are a little bit angry because once you start the Bastion wars, there's usually it continues. Like you strike first, they strike second, and it just goes on until there is a victor. But never a satisfying thing to watch, I would say.
Yeah, Bastion is for sure what I like to call a point-and-click adventure. You set up in the turret form, you look at something, you hold mouse 1, and you win.
Honestly, back in the day, we used to call Hanzo a point-and-click adventure, but now that he has received some skill buffs, a couple, maybe I'd say last year when they removed his scatter, now it's kind of been deferred to Bastion, as you kind of just sit there, you do your thing, and nobody can really stop you unless you have really good team coordination. We saw the Dumpster Divers just managed to get that done with 2 points, but in overtime. We're now seeing a Sombra come out on the side of the Peppermint Twist, but Sin City gets taken down by Snowshow, is immediately res back up. But a Symmetra comes out, actually, so trying to TP to that point, but Nevitz takes down Ayala, so there goes that healing. The Symmetra is in the back line trying to do some damage, but not much in the way of it. As we're seeing Drake and Bake just try to get out now. Not sure if he can, but, we'll find out. That, he doesn't. Yeah, I was right. Drake and Bake is taken down. We're seeing the Sombra now really kind of cut off from the fight, just almost like flanking almost, but that's kind of her job, looking to hack this Bastion. We're just waiting on a regroup from the side of the Peppermint Twist, trying to come back in. But how do you think they're going to be able to turn this one around? Because the Sombra is in the back line.
She is, but Shellshock is being very adamant about spy checking for that Sombra because they know that Dumpster Divers is running it. But with the side of Peppermint Twist with the Symmetra, they could very easily get his team through the choke if he just sets up Teleporter and everybody takes it.
Yeah, they got to stop poking here though, because losing that shield really early is gonna hurt the Peppermint Twist as they're now trying to brawl out against this bunker. The Dragons comes in right onto Nevitz's immortality as Shellshock takes down Drake and Bake, so the Symmetra is down. Sombra gets out. The Shatter though, pretty fat, gets Hooper, looking for this Mercy on Omega. The hack, though, comes onto Nevitz. The Bastion is set up on point and finds 3. Oh, no. Dreams were crushed once again by the robot.
Yeah, I gotta love that point and click adventure of the Bastion.
I'll tell you what, it is an adventure for both teams involved.
Sure.
We're seeing the Sombra, though, coming close to EMP. How do you think they're going to be able to kind of capitalize on that? Because their Orisa isn't back yet, actually, on the side of Dumpster Divers.
They could use the EMP to allow the team to get through. The Bastion is ulting right now. Oh, he doesn't find anybody, but it was enough to deter them to back up. Misfit does now have the EMP, though.
Yeah, I feel like the Bastion ult didn't exactly, get much value. It was a little bit premature. Wasn't exactly kind of worth it, I would say. But we're seeing a pin come in, gets the Mercy. The Bastion is taken down by Sin City, who's high charge. Shellshock now popping the bomb. Yojo Dog protects his team from it. It's just Shellshock on the point. A hack comes in onto it. That mech is going to get taken down pretty quick. The Dead Inside, for some reason, commits the Dragons. Unsure why, but the pin trying to come in. Dead Inside takes down Yojo Dog. It's just him. He can't make a hero play, and the Senji takes him down. That's pretty much it. They broke the Bastion comp, and now they're swapping off. They're going to that Soldier, sticking with that bunker. Whoa.
You are going to see a Sigma come out instead of a Diva. Oh, never mind. He's going over to the Hog. So maybe they can pull off a pull hook. That could be very, very powerful, trying to pull in either the main tank or one of the supports in the back line. But it is going to be hard to pull it off with the Rhine shield because he can actually just cover his whole team as you pull him into the air or the Zarya bubble.
Not sure why you'd be, running that Hog when they have that. But actually, as soon as we say that, they swap off. They go to the Diva. Just trying to get back on it. Don't know why they swapped in the first place. So we're back at square one, but we're now seeing the Sonic Arrow come in. They understand the positioning of this Death Ball composition, trying to come in, trying to get in there. Go for this EMP that they have. They also have the barrier, and the EMP and barrier are popped simultaneously. The Immortality Field gets hacked, and the Shatter comes in. All the ults used as Yojo Dog takes down 5, including every buildable and mech that was available to them. It's just a Hanzo, and Yojo Dog takes him down as well. They finish with more than 2 minutes and 40 seconds, so here we go. They got 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go ahead and make their push, and the Dumpster Divers can't do much about it.
Yeah, the Dumpster Divers, the best they can hope for now is a draw if they full hold on this first point, but I've never seen that go well on Paris. It's a very hard map to full hold because eventually they will build up ults and break through whatever comp you're running on that high ground.
Yeah, we're with the time bank that they have. It's not. It's difficult, but I wouldn't say that it's impossible, right? If you can get early kills, if you can get early like stagger kills and all that, you could kind of like prevent them from building almost every ult. But what what Snowshow's team and Dead Inside should be looking to do is pick characters that have game or fight winning ults and kind of use them all at once. But we'll see if excuse me, Peppermint Twists are able to kind of hold this one strong, because it doesn't look like it with the current time bank.
Yeah, it's because as the end of second point attack for Peppermint Twist, you saw that pressing Q will probably win you the fight, because as Peppermint Twist found their Qs on the keyboard and smashed it into oblivion.
Actually, fun fact, they used left alt for my ultimate. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
A little bit of a strange one there, but we are seeing Snowshow, Dead Inside on the Pharah and the Hanzo. We got a double barrier coming in on the side of. Oh, well, there goes Ayala.
And Ayala making a third disconnection of this match. I wonder if the side of Peppermint Twist might have another support that has better internet connection.
So we may be that bit of BM coming into the chat. We're seeing McDonald's Wi-Fi. Preposterous boast, I would say, but the Peppermint Twists are going to be stalled out for a few seconds of time. They're going to need every ounce of time that they can. But as I was saying before, we have a double barrier coming in on the side of the Dumpster Divers, just trying to hold strong. Snowshow and Dead Inside on that Pharah and that Hanzo. They got on a Mercy, so a good amount of healing being provided. But we have the Sombra Dive coming in from the Peppermint Twists. But I don't know why they don't run the Rein Zarya again. It seemed to work for them, and Dive didn't.
Yeah, Dive was not their strong suit on this attack, but Rein Zarya could work at the same time with Omega and Nevitz being on that Mercy Ana. While they do have a decent amount of heals coming out for their team, at the same time, they don't have any support ults, defensive support ults that might be able to save them unless Omega is able to hide and Valk. That might be their only saving grace.
Yeah, I can agree with that statement, actually. Ayala coming back. Essentially now on the Baptiste. Again, they're kind of running what they ran that last time, and it didn't work all too well. It took more than 2 minutes and 40 seconds to break that push. But we'll see. Just kind of poke going on at the moment. Snowshow and Dead Inside, just long range poking. The Senji coming pretty low, but he gets healed back up. Sin City and Yojo Dog now just trying to get in a position to make a dive, but the sleep comes in onto Sin City, but he's woken up immediately. The hack comes in onto Hooper, and Snowshow takes down a Senji. So potentially maybe a hold, but Yojo Dog makes it even onto Dead Inside, and he comes in looking to kill Nevitz, who's hacked. Nevitz is killed. That's both supports down. Yojo Dog making huge plays, following up on those hacks. Good target calls coming in. Both reses are popped, and Nevitz and Drakenbake are brought back from the dead. I have lost connection. Please take over.
Okay, well, it looks like the side of Peppermint Twist is going to win this as they clean up the rest of the team. It was
back, so yeah.
It was a very interesting hold from the side of Dumpster Divers. They decided to hold on the back right high ground on top of point, which
it was an interesting place, yeah.
I've seen teams do, but as you saw, it usually doesn't work out well for them, because you do give the enemy team the free push through that choke where you could provide a lot of damage to possibly either build your ults or just get picks in general.
Yeah, I would agree. It looked like they had a pretty promising first few seconds before I hit the McDonald's Wi-Fi myself. But eventually Yojo Dog, following up on those hacks, doing pretty well. Actually had 68 kill participation with 34 eliminations. I wouldn't say exactly a hard carry, but I'd say good follow-up, good target call. Those hacks were impressive. They really just worked together as a cohesive team and got this win. I believe it's now 1-1.
Yes, it is 1-1 for so Peppermint Twist has 1 win and Dumpster Divers also has 1 win. So we're on an even match right now.
Yeah, so what went different actually, because we saw Busan that the Peppermint Twist was trying to run, the dive, but it didn't really work out. But this time they got together. They ran Mercy Baptiste. What you talked to us a little bit about why that wasn't great, but I guess in this case, why was it great?
I think it ended up working out for him because of the fact that Baptiste does have that immortality field that he could toss onto his tanks that were going onto the high ground to try and get that bastion on the side of dumpster divers.
Mhm.
And while yes, he has to toss it into the open, and it's very easy for this for Peppermint Twist to destroy, it does give enough time of it being there to give your tanks that little extra edge and sustain to be able to get the picks onto the right people, being as the Bastion or the Orisa that were the main key points of that bunker.
Mhm. Yeah, we saw that immortality field being thrown out. I mean, could you say that immortality field is kind of like almost like a space making cooldown? Because like if you throw it far enough and your team can capitalize on it, like could that potentially like be a space creator?
I definitely think it could be because, like I said, it provides enough time for your team to be able to have that extra sustain. So you could use it to create space because that is now a point, like an area to where your team just won't die until the other team decides to finally shoot it and take it out.
Yeah, and then we saw actually in the showcase, Nevitz looking impressive on that Baptiste. He actually found a little quite a high amount of value on it. But in the counterpart of Asenji, he was doing pretty well. I would say he definitely shut down Peppermint Twist. Excuse me, not Peppermint Twist. He is Peppermint Twist. The Dumpster Divers Sombra quite a bit. So it's almost like that Sombra didn't work, and only once they kind of hit that Farah or that stride with the pharmacy did they actually break that bunker.
Yes, because like I said with the Sombra, like, you have to get behind them in like a place to where you can actually sustain yourself back there. And the side of Peppermint Twist, they were just very, very adamant about spy checking for that Sombra because they knew that if the Bastion got hacked or the Orisa got hacked, that it was going to be very easy to like run through the team like that bunker comp.
Yeah, it was certainly an interesting one to watch. But the next map we've got coming up is going to be Hollywood for your hybrid. Um, Currently in this stage, the map pool for hybrid is Kings Row and Hollywood. So a lot of teams, kind of working on those two maps. Now Hollywood is a little bit different from Kings Row because Kings Row is more of a, I'd say more of a Ryan Zarya kind of map. You can run the double shield, but Hollywood's very high groundy. So what would you say you'd be looking to see here?
For Hollywood, definitely you want to have control of the high ground, but you also need to be able to understand whenever your team has to drop to contest that point. So you could hold the high ground right in front of the choke with a Orisa and honestly possibly a Sigma because the Sigma he has the abilities of both a main tank and an off tank at the same time because he can
Yeah.
eat incoming damage and he can also provide a barrier for whenever your Orisas goes down.
Yeah, I am a main tank player, so I mean, I feel like you make arguments for both. He's not really like set in stone. Um, I'm just looking forward to Maga, quite frankly. Uh, Maga's confirmed, probably next July. Gotta hope, gotta pray. Uh, they did say he's going to be a character, but hopefully he is coming out soon. But now with Hollywood and that bunker and potentially even that Sigma, what would you say combos best with Gravitic Flux in your opinion?
I would say for sure a high noon because it puts them all up in with the gravitic flux. It puts all of them up in the air. You get either a damage boost McCree or just a straight up solo McCree with with his high noon, and you very very easily can just wipe half a team or an entire team if everybody's caught in it. And it's
Yeah,
a very very powerful combo.
yeah, it's true. It kind of just like if they have an Orisa, like it's not too great if they have like a Ryan or maybe even like a Sigma of their own. But if they have an Orisa, maybe even a Hog, like you kind of just remove that static shield, and I guess you could say you just kind of get free six kills.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, High Noon's pretty powerful, and Gravitic Flux definitely one of those ults to look out for. We're seeing some swaps now from both. We're sticking with Snow Show and Dead Inside on that DPS. Azalea coming back in, and then we have Illy also back in from Omega. Sid Vicious and Shell Shock are your tanks on the side of Peppermint Twist. Now we have, excuse me, not Peppermint Twist, Dumpster Divers. Sin City and Yojo Dog sticking with it. We now have Drunken Monk in place for that DPS role. The rest is the same with Misfit, SNG, and Aiello.
Yes, and I really like Drunken Monk's name. It's a very, very fitting and powerful name. You know, maybe he'll pull out. Maybe he'll pull out the Torbjorn and go for those hammer kills, man. Got to get that BM.
You'd think he'd be a Zen main with a name like that, but I guess not. He's on the DPS role today. We're seeing a dive potentially again coming in from the side of the Peppermint Twists, and we have again. Oh no!
Oh, we got the Bastion again from Snow Show.
Well, the Dumpster Divers clearly a big fan of the scrap metal put together with a minute machine gun on front. I guess for divers, they don't dive very often.
Yeah. And we still do have Aiello in, despite the internet connections. Maybe they cleared up now, and Aiello finally got that internet under control.
Well, I mean, maybe, but a hurricane is going on at the moment down in a certain area of the United States, so that could potentially be the reasoning. We do see a Sombra in the backline looking to hack the Bastion, but she doesn't hack the Bastion. Illy takes down the mech and the Immortality Field, and Shellshock takes down Drunken Monk, but Misfit takes down Dead Inside, his Hanzo counterpart with the Storm Arrows, and we're seeing the Immortality pop a little bit prematurely on the side of Asenji. They don't have any real shield, and Shellshock hooks Misfit, takes down him, and Shellshock now just contesting this point as Yojo Dog kind of just hanging out, looking to get hooked here, actually. He started dancing. He almost made it out, but Snowshow just beams him down. And, you know, this bunker is proving really difficult to get past as the dive isn't having much value, and Sin City gets taken out of his mech, so another no-holds-barred issue coming in from...
Sin City had just gotten back into his mech, too.
Yeah, that's the problem.
I definitely think that Peppermint Twist needs to either get a regroup, which it looks like they have, but they still don't have that D.Va mech. Oh, never mind, they just got it back.
I'm really not a big fan of this mission. Here we go. Yeah. Sid Vicious takes down the SNG, the SNG Immortality Field as Snowshow takes down Yojo Dog, but he is rezzed. And Snowshow just wreaking havoc as he takes down the mech, and eventually Sin City goes down. The Bastion ult is popped, but the Primal is popped in response. But it seems like the blue team, or Peppermint Twists, is not going to have the advantage here as the window pane is popped. And the EMP comes through. It gets 5. It's massive, but there's not much follow-up. Snowshow now in the back getting almost screwed over by Yojo Dog, but it's not like he's going to find him. And Yojo Dog gets taken down by Illy, who's proving very useful on this Baptiste. It's a Dumpster Divers win here, and I don't think that they should continue running this.
No, they definitely need to swap. The side of Dumpster Divers has Sin City lost his mech again, and they didn't kill him, and he's not going back to spawn to try and reset and get his mech back for this dive.
Yeah, I don't think that Winston is the call here.
It's definitely not.
Yeah, he's getting stunned, and Shellshock hooks him, takes him down. And the Dragons comes in, though, but the Immortality Field should be there. Aiello gets the res onto Yojo Dog, but Dead Inside takes down Aiello and Asenji. Both supports down. Bit of an opening here for Peppermint Twist. The Immortality Field does come down. Now, looking on the point is the bunker, just taking the setup now from the high ground to the low ground as they seem to be stabilizing as the Bastion is set up again. The hack trying to come through, but it's not going to happen as the window pane is popped and Snowshow takes down Yojo Dog. And Drunken Monk is taken down as well by Sid Vicious. And we're seeing Sid Vicious come in now from onto that main tank spot from Hooper, who looked pretty promising, but a bit of more of an Orisa, centered, I would say, composition now.
Yes, for sure, because wherever your Orisa is, that's where you want to be, because you have the nice big protect angle in front of you.
And now we're seeing just a couple things coming online now, including the EMP bomb, which comes in and finds 3. The Immortality Field couldn't do anything because it was hacked. That's over. That is just over.
That's exactly what they needed. They just needed to combo the right ult. And the EMP bomb is definitely one of them, as the side of that Dumpster Divers was not able to get out of the way in time for it.
Well, no matter how many comp or how much your comp has the advantage, Q will always say, no, not today. I have Q. I'm going to press it. No matter what you have, you're going to lose because we have Q. Everybody press it. And now we're seeing a swap come in from Sid Vicious and Shellshock onto that Ryan Zarya, and Snowshow goes on to the Soldier 76. A lot of Soldier being played, surprising amount. I haven't seen it too much. Have you?
I definitely not. With my team and our rank, our scrims and everything, I've hardly ever seen a Soldier, and even in comp, I've never seen one.
And now we're seeing a little bit of a brawl going on here as Sid Vicious takes down Sin City, but another kill comes in. Sin City, though, is rezzed. The pin comes in onto the mech, but it phased through the mech?
What?
That was fairly strange, but now this fight's continuing. The Discord comes onto Sin Vicious, but he still keeps swinging, and Misfit gets 2, showing solid aim out here, but Dead Inside takes down Yojo Dog. A little bit of revenge. Clear advantage, though, to the Peppermint Twist with this dive composition as Misfit is wreaking havoc. The Baby Diva is taken down by Dead Inside, and he finds 2 of his own. Both Hanzo showing sufficient skill, but Misfit establishes dominance with that headshot onto Dead Inside. Regroups coming in, though, from the side of the Dumpster Divers as they occupy the point, and the red team, the Peppermint Twist has to back off and regroup because they were down too many to continue that fight.
Yes, they bought us both their main tanks. Yojo and Sin City got picked off. Yojo at the start, Sin City lost his mech and actually got picked off towards the end when it was still winnable.
Yeah, talking about Sin City, actually, I just want to mention the phase pin again, looking like a Danny Phantom out here, but the sights and trans are popped. Not much value coming in so far as Yojo Dog takes down Shellshock, and he's looking to kind of zone out Snowshow. And he does do just that as Misfit takes down Sid Vicious. He dives again onto Snowshow and he takes him down. Misfit finding 2, one with the Storm Arrows, but Dead Inside pops the Dragon Strike and it finds a Senji, but he's rezzed right back up. And Dead Inside is also taken down by Drunken Monk, who are now just trying to get these stagger kills coming in. But that's kind of it for that fight.
Yeah. But on the side of the Dumpster Divers, they do have that EMP bomb again that proved very useful to them before. So let's see what they do with that.
I believe it's the Peppermint Twists. Unfortunately, they switched, so the colors are a little bit confusing. It's okay, It happens. But you are right, though. The EMP bomb looking to be devastating here as the Drunken Monk is in position to do just that. The EMP comes in and the bomb as well, and that's 2, not quite 3. But hey, Jojo Dog coming in, trying to find that kill with the Primal Rage onto Snowshow. He's very low, but he gets healed. No, he doesn't. He gets taken down by Misfit, but Misfit is also taken down by Dead Inside. The Hanzo's just going at it. And so far, right now, we have the Peppermint Twists with a huge advantage, but Sid Vicious finds 4, actually 5 on the ground, but he's no follow-up. Appreciate that, Sid Vicious, as a man of the fat shatter. I completely love that, but not much coming out here. We are seeing the beat pop. The Shellshock picks up 2 on a Senji, and Misfit is looking like they're going to turn it around.
Yeah. The side of the Dumpster Divers was actually able to hold that, which is surprising because the entirety of these the Peppermint Twist were still there. But I guess that Shadow provided enough sustain for the side of the Dumpster Divers to get back.
Yeah, I would say the Grav comes in, gets 3 in it actually as Snowshow takes down Misfit. We are seeing this Reinhardt trying to make some progress here, but the Trans comes in. No more kills so far at the moment. Now the Primal Rage is coming up pretty soon, but a yellow reses up Misfit. Primal is popped, and now we're just trying to get these people off of the point. But another shatter from Sid Vicious. He's going crazy, but he gets taken down by Misfit as Misfit picks up 2 with a rocket punch, and Snowshow trying to make this a little bit more even, but he also falls to the punch. But the EMP comes in, looking to clean things up, and this one is going to be over unless the stalls can just continue coming in here. And we are seeing 2 alive on the point, potentially 3 coming in. Just the Lucio at the moment stalling. We now have the Doomfist looking to come in again as the Reinhardt gets hacked, but he's swinging away, and he finds Sin City. Will there be a turnaround? We are seeing Snowshow now on this Mei looking to stall just a little bit longer, and we also have Moira in as well. Potentially, there are 5 alive on the side of the Dumpster Divers, or not the Dumpster Divers, the Peppermint, but they kind of got off the point there.
Yeah.
I don't want to say it, Chief, but it may be
You could say it.
I'm not gonna say it because I don't think it was. It was pretty damn close.
It was close, yeah.
You can make an argument for it.
I mean, it did look like Azalea did kind of fade off the point and just let them cap. But that's me.
You know, I don't know.
But
yeah, we're gonna leave that at that. As soon as I open up that can of worms, I immediately am shutting that down.
Well, you don't want to say the letter number?
I don't think so. Although I will say Sig 9. Have you actually done that in comp yet, the Sig 9?
I have not, actually.
I just had my first one actually a few days ago. I popped my Gravitic Flux and I got like 3 or all of them actually above the point. It was on Rialto in overtime. Great feeling, but we actually, speaking of Sigma, we're having one come out from the side of the dumpster divers on this attack, and Drunken Monk is playing the. Oh no, they did it again.
They're on that Bastion again.
They started the Bastion Wars.
I mean,
honestly, we could just call this preseason match Dumpster Divers versus Peppermint Twist, the sequel sponsored by Bastion. Oh, man. Well, Bastion's certainly doing his work out here, making his appearances. Why do they keep playing him?
Because, like I said, Bastion, he just dishes out damage whenever he's in turret form with a Mercy Pocket. And Asenji's on that Baptiste, so they're gonna have the pain coming through from that window.
Aha! You have reversed my pun.
Aha!
Anyway, yeah, we are seeing that Baptiste and the Mercy combo again. Looks like they're running on defense and offense. We're now seeing a Sombra actually on the side of the dumpster divers, and the Sigma and Orisa double barrier come out. Kinetic Grasp is popped, just trying to eat that. They're LOSing the Bastion, but that shield is like paper when it comes to Bastion. They're also running a Junkrat, which just melts the shield and eventually melts Sid Vicious. They're going to have to back off, regroup, reset, and get their main tank back, because once you're down your main tank, it's kind of it.
Yeah, and also, Dead Inside swapped off the Sombra over to the McCree.
McCree? Why?
I guess they don't want EMP.
Okay. Questionable compositions coming here on the side of the dumpster divers, but that's okay. If you're good at a hero, you play him, right?
Yep, that's basically ladder, right?
Essentially, it's how you climb from the first, from like gold to, I would say, to even masters, really. But the meta matters, and that much is true when it comes to scrims and team play. We're now seeing Sid Vicious back with his team, pops the Fortify, and the Kinetic Grasp is popped. Both shift abilities out on the side of the dumpster divers, but Misfit takes down Illy and his Immortality Field. But both, or actually all of the Peppermint Twist is low, but the Immortality saves them. But the Azalea actually comes in and gets 2. They could potentially get a regroup here and potentially get back in faster on the side of the dumpster divers, but they do have a Lucio Moira swap, so they could potentially be doing just that.
Yeah, it looks like on the side of the dumpster divers, they're gonna switch over to a more fast-paced, full-on dive. It looks like.
Oh no, I keep saying these guys should run ball. Like I feel that Winston is just so squishy. I would say
is ball with his adaptive shields is like allows him to get behind him, and especially with his grapple, he can actually knock people off the high ground. So you knock him off, melt down whoever gets knocked off, and go on to the next target.
Yeah, and we're now seeing the dive come into the low ground, but Bastion just starts melting Shellshock's mech, but Misfit's tire finds 3 on Dead Inside, Illy, and Sid Vicious, and it's over actually from that one, because you just can't lose 3 people, including your main tank, and 2 damages, and just keep going. Like, it's not possible.
Yeah, Misfits decided to press Q and say GG's go next. Guys need to go back to spawn for me, please.
Yeah, we only have actually 56 seconds now on the side of the dumpster divers. Got to make something happen here. They don't have the ults to do it.
They reset their ult economy whenever they swapped over to this full dive.
They should not have dropped the Sombra.
They definitely shouldn't have, and this is probably going to be the bane of them.
Now, though, we are seeing they're playing a little bit more delicate, I would say. now living and dying under this bastion. That also fits the profile of Snowshow, who gets taken down quite early by that mine. Drunken Monk takes down Sid Vicious. The main tank is gone. I think this is going to be it on this last fight, because they have to win this or it's over. Ayala, with the McDonald's internet, goes down again. Unfortunate, but I don't think it's going to be enough to stop the dumpster divers, the Peppermint Twist from holding this. We are seeing the respawns come in. Azalea pops the Coalescence. He gets the mech and a Senji.
I
and
think
what?
Dumpster Divers is going to take this.
The tire is coming in.
And the pause says the tire is above.
They didn't have to do me like that! No!
The perfectly
God.
timed pause.
No!
As you can see, the tire hovering above point right now. Let's see what happens. It gets nobody.
The pause is undone as Ayala is back, but the dumpster divers somehow, after being questioned and wondering why they didn't swap the Sombra, they somehow make it, and Yojo Dog gets staggered for a little bit longer as Dead Inside takes him down with the Pulse Bomb, but Dead Inside gives up his life for it as Misfit finds a nasty icicle onto his face.
Yeah. And I actually really like the May for payload maps because it provides a lot of stall.
And they're sticking with the Bastion.
Oh, yeah. McDonald's internet is happening again. It strikes.
Honestly, it's just a curse. I don't think we're going to be pausing this time simply because it's just, I guess, against the regulations to keep pausing during the mid-fight. I was wrong. It is not against the rules. You can pause. We're not fighting.
It's not looking good for Sid Vicious right now as the drunk as the.
I would definitely say that it's a bit of a rough one here. What are we at? Pauses?
What was that?
I say we're at maybe 6 pauses.
I think so. Yes.
Yeah, we did see Sid Vicious swap off of that Winston, like I've been begging him to do so. But he goes Rhine, which is not a horrible pick, as Yojo Dog and Sin City are also on that Rhine Diva composition. Ayala is back in the game. We should get this action going in just another second. But we see Misfit actually takes down Dead Inside another time, actually, with the icicle to the face, showing great skill with these right clicks.
Yes, and I want to see what Sid Vicious does here with a turret Bastion sitting right in front of him. I'm really interested to see how this goes.
Oh yeah, looking at this right now, it's a bit of like a Western standoff almost. You can just hear the music with that Bastion just gatling Sid Vicious down. He's at full health at the moment. He has to put that shield up and hope his team can rescue him in time. He's about to get beamed down. And he's going to start doing so, but the bomb comes in right on top of the Immortality Field, but everybody is low health from that. The Immortality Field gets taken down, and Snowshow takes down Drunken Monk, as Shell Shock also takes down Yojo Dog. Snowshow pops the blade, gets some value out of it onto a Senji, and Italy with the kill of his own onto Misfit. It's just the Baby Diva who gets taken down. Well, we know who won the standoff.
I would definitely say Sid Vicious. His team was there to back him up.
We saw a Fat Bomb. Even though it didn't really get immediate kills, it did enough damage to take down an Immortality Field and do the damage that the Immortality Field does not allow. So it brought them all within an inch of their lives, and they followed up. But a bomb of their own comes in from the side of the Peppermint Twist, finds nothing really as it goes on the other side of the cart. Just could have been a little bit better placed, but now we're seeing Rhine Divas on both sides. But as soon as I say that, Shell Shock swaps to the Zarya. Should get more value, actually, and Dead Inside with a fat stick. The res comes in onto Yojo Dog, but they are still down their Lucio as Dead Inside takes down Sin City. He's going wild, and it's really showing here as he takes down Misfit. This one's over.
Dead Inside's channeling his inner Sinatra right now on that Tracer. Oh, he does get taken down by the Mercy, though. Oh
just
no.
Got disrespected.
And we can now disregard everything you did before because you just got killed by Mercy.
If we were talking about channeling Sinatra, Ayala, Neptuno right there with the Shatter coming in, but it doesn't hit anything as it goes into the trailer. But Sid Vicious's Shatter finds Yojo Dog, but he gets taken down by the Blizzard. The high noon is popped, gets taken down by Dead Inside. It's just Dead Inside and Shell Shock now trying to finish out this point. It looks like they're gonna have to back up and regroup because this one is definitely, I'd say, going to a third round, as they're gonna cap with under a minute, right? So they're gonna get some time, assuming they even cap at all.
Assuming, yes. But they are able to regroup right now, and oh, the side of Dumpster Divers does pull out the Reaper or Peppermint Twist. I don't remember what side.
Yeah, I mean we saw a bomb actually come on to Yojo Dog, but Snow Show takes down 2, actually 3 onto Yojo Dog. But the grab comes in by Shell Shock. Bit of a desperation move. Not sure why you would pop it. He gets taken down. Not much value here. It's just Dead Inside and Illy kind of just staggering a little bit there and just giving up your ult. I don't see why you would have done that.
The fight was lost, and Shell Shock decided to commit his grab.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do. But we're seeing now Yojo Dog on this Winston. He almost died, actually, but the beat was popped by a Senji. So, unable to get the kills from Dead Inside, but he's coming up on another Pulse Bomb.
Yojo's dropping low again.
Yojo's done. The grab comes in, though. Potentially to keep them off point for long enough, but I don't think it will, as the pin comes in from Sid Vicious, touches the point. They're swinging onto the Reaper as the Coalescence is popped, and Yojo Dog gets rezzed in the backline. Sid Vicious, though, and Azalea take down 2. The beat comes in. It's just the Primal, and the Primal is going to knock them off the point. They are back on it, but he gets taken down.
Though.
Yeah, looks like we're going to another one as Snow Show takes him down with the high noon, and that one's cleaned up right there.
Yeah, it looks like we will go to a round 3 and then eventually a round 4 as both teams do cap in overtime.
In the great words of XQC, we go again.
We go again.
Speaking of XQC, we saw a lot of Winston, actually, which I'm not a big fan of, because it was played in the wrong context, I would say. But Yojo Dog almost got some value out of it, actually, at the end, with using that Primal Rage to try and get them off of the point. We saw the contest come in at the last second, just being able to get there and eventually take it, bringing us here to a lovely rounds 3 and 4. And, here we go again.
Yeah, we're on this, and it looks like the side of the Peppermint Twist are going to be running a Cyber Dive with the Somber Genji.
So I have a pretty huge question, actually. I have never gone to such a long hybrid that should both teams get 3, would it just say draw, or would it make you go again?
I actually don't. Okay, so you can draw on hybrids if neither team caps first point.
No, but I mean, if you get all 3, right? If you get all 3,
okay,
all teams, they do it in overtime. Do they go again?
Yes, I'm pretty sure they do, actually. It just keeps going until one team wins.
Somebody cue the White Snake, and here I go again on my own. We're now seeing the Hog, actually try to do a little bit of a surprise hook, and he's right behind him. He gets some pretty high value there as he's about to take down Sin City, but the res are going to come in on Yojo Dog, and it does. A good amount of buildables are taken down as Immortality Field is popped and taken down. Dead Inside takes down Misfit, and Sid Vicious takes down Yojo Dog, taking on that main tank counterpart as Shell Shock is taken down by Sin City in baby mode. Snow Show on that Bastion takes down Drunken Monk, and the res comes through. Bit of a brawl on this point now with Shell Shock finding Ayala. The res amounted really to nothing, actually.
Oh, they're going to stagger Sin City.
Uh-oh. This is bullying. Why you bully me? This is rough. He's getting meleeed to death, and he gets taken down. They're going to be down 1 in this fight. They're going to have to win a 5v6 with a Bastion. Now they swap to the ball, but Snow Show takes down 2, and the ball gets taken down. Make that 3 on the side of Snow Show as the window pane comes through. Snow Show gets 4. I'm just... Bastion, everyone.
Bastion. And I don't know if you saw, but at the start of Peppermint Twist's dive, Illy actually showed that supports don't always have to be for healing as he demechs the Diva.
Yeah, I saw that. It was a little strange. Illy was playing the Baptiste, right?
Yes, Illy was playing the Baptiste.
Yeah, I mean, you saw the window pane come in pretty clutch, actually, with Snow Show sitting right behind it and picking up 4 was it at the end of that fight?
Yes, it was 4 kills coming out from a snow show on that bastion, thanks to Illy's window pane sitting right in front of him.
Bit of a rough one there, but we're seeing another bastion.
Hey guys, I heard you
Kill
like
me.
bastion. Here's
We
some.
put a bastion in a bastion. Oh my god. I think I'm just gonna go like build a bastion out of like Legos and then just smash it.
It looks like Dumpster Diver though are gonna run the Orisa Diva for attack.
They have the Genji and the teleporter actually, or teleporter, Symmetra, who has a teleporter. Teleporter's not a name of character. Where do you think they're going with Symmetra and Genji? Like, they don't even have an Ana either. Like, what's the point of this?
They could. So what they could do is, if they're fast enough, they could use the teleport to take control underneath of the Peppermint Twist and where that little mini is. And it can actually be a good point because you can try and cap points since you're right below them and force one of them to drop down, and you just get picks on whoever drops.
Yeah, they're now coming up on about 35 seconds of time left. The teleporter gets placed down, but instantly melted by the Bastion. The shield comes down, but it's also melted. Literally every buildable in this game is getting murked by that Junkrat and Bastion composition that the Peppermint Twist is running. We could potentially be looking at a draw here.
It looks like that. I guess the answer to shield break that we've wanted all along is just run a Bastion with the damage boost and Mercy.
Shell Shock tries to get on the point, but it's all for naught as Drunken Monk takes them down as well. And Drunken Monk takes down Sid Vicious. We're having a draw here, buddy.
Yeah, it's definitely going to come up to be a draw. Unless No Show decides to clutch up on the Genji. It does not
I don't think so.
going to happen, though. Yep, and
That's
he's
tired. Drunken Monk gets set up.
Comes in.
Lucio? Okay. We had hope, and then hope died. But here we have more hope. Okay, and the Bastion ult is popped. Window pane comes in. Coalescence is popped as well on the side of Azalea, but it's not gonna do anything.
And we do get a draw.
It is still 1-1. That was map 3 on Hollywood. It was a bit strange, that one, I would say.
For sure.
Oh, the play game is
Drunken
stolen.
Monk with the play of the game. I think it's
This
the
is
EMP
bad.
bomb. It is.
Yikes. Whew. Very well played, Drunken Monk. Now, if only you guys stayed on Sombra for that last one.
Yes.
I mean, granted, you can't, like, unless you're, like, I don't know, like, Sabiobi, you can't, like, build your ult in a minute on Sombra, but it would have been nice to see maybe a little bit, more of an attempt made, I guess you could say, because those Bastions were just dominating those games, and it was not fun.
Definitely not. You definitely need that Sombra to try and at least attempt to build up your EMP. And like I said on Hollywood, what they could have done is actually baited somebody to drop down underneath, like I was saying with the teleporter, but they also just couldn't get it set up. So
Honestly, couldn't. We saw the teleporter actually melt in like 5 seconds. A little bit rough, that I would say.
5 seconds, that's generous, my friend. I would say 0.2 seconds.
Yikes. I mean, yeah, you're probably right. I was just, 5 seconds would have been enough time to teleport, but yeah. We do have a little bit of a stall coming in from here. We got some IRL stuff going on at the moment. But the next map coming up is going to be Dorado.
Dorito.
I call it Dorito, like out of habit sometimes, just because that's like what me and my team do. It's funny, but we are seeing Dorado here, the escort map of this map pool, and whoever wins this, I believe, wins the preseason match, because that last one was a draw and it was map 3, so we're at 1-1 at the moment, and this last one will be it.
Yeah, going 1-1 into map 4. And like you said, it is Dorado. And I'm willing to put money on it that someone is going to pull out the Bastion again.
Oh god.
I am 100% confident that Bastion will come out again with a Mercy pocket.
If you guys are listening, don't do it. I'm looking
not.
at you guys, don't do it. The Bastions we saw actually were a little bit, I guess, different. I would say because like right now we're seeing things like right now we're seeing Sigmas, we're seeing Hogs, but they had a diva and they weren't even like DMing the Bastion, like the off tank position. It was kind of just sitting there on their own, like going for some kind of play at the beginning. What do you think they were doing there actually?
Um, Maybe trying to get a pick. I don't know, because if you have for the off tank, if you do have that diva, you do want to be sitting there with your Bastion in case your Risha shield does get melted, and you can DM the Bastion enough to keep them alive while your Risa gets their shield back.
Yeah, we're seeing some swaps come in actually. We're having Sid Vicious being swapped in or swapped out, excuse me, from Hooper, who we saw on those past few maps, on Busan and all that. Everything else staying the same. Snow Show and Dead Inside still playing that DPS. We have SimCity and Yojo Dog again on that tank duo, Drunken Monk and Misfit. I don't think Drunken Monk is going to get swapped out here. He did pretty well on that Sombra.
He was.
Ayala back in, and Azalea there as well.
Yep,
Those two are a little bit confusing. Not gonna lie.
They are. I got to mix up a few times. Not gonna lie.
No, I feel like the casters when the rain and the fusion went up against each other. It's like Poco and Poke Po. Just
yeah.
You're
like Poke Po. I don't know that person has got a whole bunch of kills.
Yeah, it was kind of rough to watch, I would say. I lied, actually. We are seeing some more swaps. Omega is coming in for Azalea. Anomaly is going in for Snow Show. We saw Anomaly on Busan. Snow Show's been in the past few maps. Anomaly had a pretty impressive May. Do you have anything you want to say about that?
I definitely think Anomaly was playing, like you said, a very strong May. They were getting the right picks when their team needed it, and their walls were absolutely massive in either saving his team or denying someone from getting out and trying to run away.
Yeah, May, in my opinion, is a she-devil, but you got to live with it. I'm a main tank player. I don't know if I mentioned this the last 70,000 times, but not very fun to play against. I tell you, when you're walled as Reinhardt, you just kind of got to sit there and die. It's not fun.
I mean, I here to make you feel a little better about yourself. I will say it like a few thousand times. I'm a main support player right now.
Oh yeah, it's even worse.
Yep, I play main support, which means I get basically stuck in Mercy and Lucio jail all the time. But that's all right. It's all right.
Lucio really isn't a main support though. He's kind of looking off.
He's kind of off, but I've seen teams run him as the main support.
Those teams don't win very often, I would say.
Oh no, for sure. But
I consider maybe I guess you could divide it in half, kind of like Moira and Anna and even Baptiste could be considered main healers, but things like Zenyatta and Lucio and maybe even Mercy at this point, because she doesn't have the output that she used to in, say, maybe what was it, season 6 when she had duo res and I feel that she's kind of gone down into her main ability.
I mean, we can always go back to the season 5 and before when she had the team wide res.
Can of worms once again closed. But here we go. The swaps are indeed going through right now. The map should be started any second now. Here we go. Both teams just getting ready. So Dorado, right? You were talking about the Bastions and how you could potentially see another one of them. But yikes! I don't want to see another Bastion. I don't think you do too, but
I don't. But I hate to tell you, man, I'm fairly certain that the point and click adventure is going to come back out.
Well, I mean, how much money are we talking here? Because you said you put money on it, so
it's money, stuff. I could give you a solid 350.
Oh, I got 350. Goddamn Loch Ness munchies. That's an old reference. I remember that episode. But anyway, would you be more inclined to see it on the defense or the offense? Because we can see these pirate ship compositions now with Sigma be a little bit more effective than they used to be with having to use Reinhardt for the double shield. So what do you think you're going to see the Bastion on, if not both?
It's 100% going to be both because like you said, pirate ship. I'm just gonna set the Bastion up on point. Get a mercy on him. A couple shields. So either Arisa and maybe like Diva's not a shield, but she can eat, or Arisa Sigma. I've seen that one. Then I do see before the match even starts, Drunken Monk is choosing that Bastion.
Yikes! Here we go again. So Sin City, I feel like they were kind of just debating us because they like to just click on Bastion and then like just make us upset.
Yeah.
Another little weird thing with the assembly phase actually is when you click a character, it like shows their health bar, and then like you click off of them, so it's like a little weird blank face person with like a health bar with armor. It's kind of strange.
Yeah, it's a little interesting. Not gonna lie.
They should add the blank face character to.
We'll see
Overwatch.
what compositions they decide here in a second. And
here
Drunken
we
Monk
go.
is not debating us. He is on the Bastion.
No!
I told you the Bastion was going to come out. Ladies and gentlemen, the Bastion is out and here to stay. As you can hear, Mana is currently beating his head against his keyboard and the absolute rage and despair he is feeling.
It's not so much rage; it's just absolute despair. Oh my god! But anyway, we're seeing a poor Ryan Zarya composition attempt to go up against this Bastion.
I mean, Hooper might as well just unbind his shield because he's never going to have it.
He's not going to have it. This is the time, buddy, where you take your high ground and you get behind the Bastion and you press shift. Obviously, that's how you beat Bastion with Reinhardt. You can't do anything else.
No.
We're now seeing the pirate ship rolling through. A good portion of shield break coming through on the side of the dumpster divers, but nothing enough to actually break the shield without the Bastion LOSing them.
Oh, he messed up his shield placement.
The shield placement is basically screwed, and as such, Drunken Monk gets taken down, but the res comes through as Anomaly just tries to do a little bit more damage on that. The pirate ship does have a Pharah Mercy, but Shellshock takes down Sin City, and Dead Inside takes down the Bastion again. The Hog is slept, and a pin comes through. It misses, but the damage is kind of already done, as the Peppermint Twists are going to get sent packing, and now they can't set up their pirate ship again without they can set it up, but it's going to be a difficult challenge. Can you explain the plight of that?
Well, once you have a Bastion moved, and it's very hard for him, for your team to retake that lost space and possibly get him set back up onto the payload.
I think we recognize that.
Yeah, Drunken Monk swaps off the Bastion over to the Sombra.
Yeah, we're seeing actually a dive composition come in again from Yojo Dog and Sin City. Then have a Pharmacy Sombra dive comp. We're going to see how this one pans out as Hooper is bubbled just a little bit early. We're seeing Drunken Monk taking a nap right there. Gets DM'd. It's going to be fine. The high ground is taken actually by Yojo Dog. It's kind of just poking at an angry Hooper who's mindlessly swinging around. But Omega takes down Drunken Monk. So a bit of a staggered push here as Misfit tries to get a barrage off. Gets Hooper but is taken down in the process. Yojo Dog trying to get in, do a little bit damage to the supports. Not going to be able to do as much as he would like, and he has to dip out. But Anomaly finds one on a Sin City, so they're going to have to back up, regroup, and try again because Shellshock is just cleaning this one up on Ayala. Yojo Dog somehow escapes, though.
Yeah, Yojo Dog, he escapes, but
What was that beat?
Illy, are you feeling all right? I think you might have accidentally pressed your Q button.
Somebody check this man's fingers because they're probably as long as sausages right now. That's probably what happened.
Anomaly comes in.
Okay, Anomaly pops the Blossom, and the Dragons comes in as well, but no real value from Misfit with those Dragons as Anomaly just cleans up the fight. Drunken Monk takes down Misfit just for shits and giggles, but yeah, that's kind of it. Just what happened there?
Well, they had the Grav, they had the Dragon, also apparently the Death Blossom.
Yeah, I think Reaper just hit his Q button harder than I hit my head on my desk.
Probably he probably
smashed it.
He saw all 6 players in front of him, and his eyes got wide, and he smashed the Q button as hard as he could.
But the problem is they had the Immortality Field up too, and they somehow busted it, but Shellshock takes down a Senji, and the Immortality Field is back up once again. Misfit takes down Anomaly. Bit of revenge there as Hooper just trying to swing onto these 2 tanks. He gets the Diva out of mech, and he's just swinging onto this Winston at the moment, and he gets nanoed as Yojo Dog, but it's too late. The damage is done. Unless Hooper can swing up and do enough damage. I don't think he can because the Hanzo is flanking at the moment and getting behind his shield, being annoying. Immortality Field back up again. Gonna get busted pretty soon here as the Senji is basically 1 health. The Shatter comes down, doesn't find anything, but that's besides the point as the Dragons come on through. It's just Yojo Dog right now, as long as with Misfit, but he gets taken down by Anomaly as Misfit takes down both supports. There is no healing on the side of the Dumpster Divers, so they're gonna have to hold this one without, but I don't think they can because the kill feed is being flooded with red.
Shellshock does get Sin City to mech before he gets taken out, though. That is a very, very huge pick for him.
I would say that Sin City should find a place to yeet himself off a cliff. There is a convenient one over to the right if you use the appropriate angles. But I think he's just gonna stick there. He's 65 to that remech. Now we're seeing a dive come through, trying to get a good amount of these supports, but he gets zoned back, actually. He's coming up on Primal, so he can potentially go deep, have no fear whatsoever, but he gets antied and taken down by Dead Inside an Anomaly. Absolutely amazing nade coming through, and Dead Inside picks up 2. But now the advantage for the side of the Dumpster Divers.
Reddit Lucio from Illy coming in on a yellow.
I think he just did it to him. That wasn't cool. I mean, it was cool, but that wasn't cool to Ayala. But yeah, so now just a bit of a poke battle here as we're waiting on some of the regroups coming through as Shellshock trying to get some charge. But the EMP bomb, here we go again. But the beat makes it through. Illy coming up huge, being able to get in there and make it just in time. Drunken Monk is popped through the grab. The grab dragons is popped, and Anomaly takes down Yojo Dog. Both dragons coming through as Illy is taken down as well by Misfits Dragon. Right now, a bit of an advantage, but it goes even as Sin City takes down Anomaly. Hooper gets nanoed. He's looking to get some more damage out there, but he has a hammer, and it's not really long range, so he can't get in and do that damage. Yojo Dog now swapping to the ball. Goes for the pile driver, kind of massive. Bit of a nuisance here, right here, as Misfit takes down his counterpart in Dead Inside. He takes down 2 with a nasty headshot onto Omega, and the Storm Arrows come through, and he gets 3. That one's over.
I just believe that Sin City on that Diva just does not like having his mech. He likes being the baby Diva. Yep. It feels like every time we look at him, he is always sitting there in the baby Diva with his little bunny blaster.
Yeah, he's just chilling. He's a gamer at heart, you know. He wants to sit there and shoot his shots with his little pistol. But you need that mech, buddy. You gotta stay in longer. The Shatter comes through with Hooper, gets 2 on the floor, finds Yojo Dog and a Senji. Not much in the way of kills on the other side as Anomaly pops the Blossom, looking to clear this one out here, and he ends up doing just that. Drunken Monk was so close to EMP, could have had that and won the fight, but it's over, and they get stalled right before the end of second point here on Dorado.
Yeah, they they tried, had a good push, and then I do want to say though that. Dead Inside and Shellshock, they must have had a grudge against Drunken Monk or something with that one grab dragon because
I would say so. Yeah, it was just him.
Yeah, Drunken Monk was the only one in it, and they grab dragon him out of existence.
They just pressed a few buttons and then bam, deleted.
Yeah, deleted from the game completely.
So we're not going to see a third or even fourth round here, as it's kind of just in the hands of the Dumpster Divers here. They either win or they lose, and it's all up to them with their attack.
Yeah, I would also like to say that Ayala seems to have left McDonald's and returned to their home, and now has more stable internet connection, because they have not DC'd a single time this match, and I commend them for it.
Well, the storm should be passing hopefully by now. Bit of a situation going down there. Hope all of your families are safe. Hoping you have a wonderful evening here tonight for the Owlet Season 3 tournament as we're about to wrap up this preseason match. And it all comes down just to this just to this push, or not push really, but sequences of pushes known as the attacking round for the dumpster divers. The fate of your team or of this match is in your hands, guys. Can they pull through? And if so, what are they going to do to do it?
Drunken Monk looks like he's gonna sit in front of the spawn and stare the Reinhardt in the face in that invisible.
He's just saying hi. Here we go.
Like
The
behind
card.
him.
Now coming around this corner, Hooper kind of just wasting shield a little bit, but that's okay. You can recharge it. You're gonna see a bit of a drop here, or almost a drop, as it should be coming around here. The barrier placement is basically screwed, as Yojo Dog's getting overwhelmed on this Sigma. The pin comes through, he gets stunned. Anomaly gets hacked, actually, and he's getting really low as Misfit takes him down. Yojo Dog climbing really low with an anti-nade, finding him. They're down 2, and the dumpster divers are actually looking to be poised for a first point here, but Hooper is really, really in a bad spot. If they take it on Arisa, he'll be fine, and he does. He gets healed. Shell Shock takes down Sin City as Misfit burns down dead inside, but in turn gets taken down by Shell Shock. Drunken Monk also. Shell Shock finding 3, probably extremely high charge now. Trying to find these exit kills onto the Zenyatta and Ana, but how did that one go? Because now they're kind of swapping a little bit here.
Yeah, the side of the dumpster divers, or actually, no, the side of the Peppermint Twist. Oh.
Yeah, we're seeing the swaps come in with Yojo Dog now playing off-roll tank. He gets nanoed and he finds a hook onto Anomaly as he takes down 2, finding Hooper. He gets slept though. He's kind of taking a nap. Well-deserved after finding those 2 kills. And Sin City now on the Orisa. We didn't see that at all actually during this map, but looking pretty solid on that main tank role as Yojo Dog actually proving pretty solid mechanically on this hog.
He's also sleeping on the job again.
And he likes to nap.
I'm pleased to tell you, Mana, we haven't seen a Bastion yet.
Yes we have, but not on this round.
Not on this round. Yeah, that's what I meant.
On this map though, yeah, on this map.
We've seen it on this map, but not on this round.
It's too late. I've already been tainted. It's too late. It already happened.
I tried to save you.
Yeah,
Yojo does get taken down by Shell Shock though.
Yojo was way far up.
He was overextended.
Right now, though, we are looking for a flank here from Drunken Monk, but the Shatter comes through. Dead inside takes down Sin City, but Hooper gives up his life after the Shatter. But the Nano comes onto Anomaly. He's going after this Sombra, who's looking to actually, die. Didn't translocate out of there. That's fine. A bit of a reset going to happen here on the side of Peppermint Twist as the hook actually comes in from Yojo Dog. Not much value here. Misfit on this far edge trying to get some more damage in, but it's not. I don't think it's going to happen at the moment. They're approaching this final bend. This is where it all ends here as Ayala gets taken down and the EMP comes through. But the beat again, Illy hiding. Great usage of sound barrier throughout this map, but Yojo Dog takes down Dead inside and the bongo is popped from Sin City. No shield is protecting it at the moment, but the justice comes through.
Misfit finds 4 with the flank barrage. He just comes up right above him and just drops fire right upon him.
Yikes. Oh my. Well, talk to us about that one because I clearly missed something. Second in the kill feed.
As Illy dropped that beat, Misfit did fly out and above the side of the dumpster divers and actually saw an opportunity since none of them were looking at him and just pressed Q.
Yeah, all day we've been seeing Pharos just pop off, last time with the Happy Squids getting taken on by a certain other few. But Misfit, again, coming up with this Pharah. I was just talking about Pharos today are on something because they're just going off. I mean, I feel like with this current meta that Pharah has kind of been undervalued, but throughout the history, she's always been like a solid pick. And why would that be?
It's just because she has that air dominance. You have to throw a hit scan at her. Otherwise, she's just going to have free reign above your team. And as you saw earlier with Misfit getting the 4, nobody really was able to contest her as she just got that free barrage off and wiped the team and made him go back to spawn.
Yeah, and now we're seeing the approach again of this final bend. Not much progress made since they actually started approaching, but this is kind of it. this is where it all happens. You know, like this is certainly
Oh,
kind of intimidating. But Dead Inside shoots down Misfit, and the res doesn't come through as Anomaly gets the stun and kill onto Ayala. That's it.
and
Wait.
Dumpster Divers wins the map.
So, I, I I didn't say it the last time, but there was 3 people alive.
Yeah, they. It looked like, I will give them the benefit of the doubt. It looked like they did get grabbed off point. It was big use of the grab on the side of Shell Shock. He saw that they were not going to be able to contest if he just pressed his Q, and he did exactly that.
All right. Well,
That's
I didn't want to say it. I'm not gonna. I'm a good guy. I'm not gonna do it to him. But that is it. That is the Dumpster Divers taking this map and taking the series in what was an extremely close one. We saw a draw on Hollywood. We saw Dumpster Divers win on, I believe it was Busan, and then Paris went to the Peppermint twists. But what's your takeaway from this game? What do you think went well for both teams?
Press insta lock the Bastion and win.
Yeah. Well, that's Paris basically.
Paris insta lock the, and in Hollywood they actually drew on Hollywood because both sides the Bastion.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
But it's been a good match. You know, both teams fought very, very like hard. It was a good even matchup, I would say. And it was just, you know, Dumpster Divers came out a little on top. And they pulled together at the end, were able to coordinate their ults properly and keep themselves alive long enough to sustain and actually cap the point and win.
All right. Now before we end this off, we're just gonna cap it off with a little bit of an MVP pick. There, Foxtrot. What do you think? Okay, you got a lot of people, a lot of players who played really well. Really, who impressed you, and who do you hope to see in the future do as well as they did tonight? For both teams.
For both teams, so for the side of Dumpster Divers, honestly, I would have to say the MVP for Dumpster Divers would be Dead Inside. He on Hollywood, he pulled out that tracer and just, like I said earlier, channeled his inner Sinatra and just went ham. And for the side of Peppermint Twist, it would it would have to be their Pharah player whose name I cannot. Misfit, yes. Misfit on that Pharah.
Well, Misfit wasn't just on the Pharah. It was actually on the May as well.
He was on the May. Yeah, he played the May. He played. I'm pretty sure he played some Hanzo too, and his Hanzo his Hanzo was pretty good. He was going back and forth with Dead Inside. It was a good even matchup.
Yeah, that would definitely say.
Yes, we're definitely like the shining two of the teams.
All right, now we're gonna have to end this off here. I think I'll let you do the outro, buddy.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for watching tonight's preseason of Owlet's season 3. We are happy that you came and watched us. Both teams fought very, very good. As you saw, the win went over to the side of the Dumpster Divers, taking the 2-1 at the end with Dorado. To everyone down in Florida, hope you guys have a good, safe time. You know, love your families, give your mama and dads a hug, and all your family members too. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your night.
Thanks. Take care.